Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel. Let's talk about bargaining model of war. In bargaining model, generally there are two states. They are there is some scarce resources. It may be land or some amount or something different thing, and both states want that thing. But uh, in order to get some they may go for settlement, dispute settlement, or may should go for war. Uh, Actually, we talk about that thing. Let's take this reference point. This is the S1 position. This is actually S1 position, and S1 want to reach S1's ideal point. S1 that's the scarce land or money. Scarce resources is one. There is one unit of scarce resources, and S1, this S1 wants to take all. That is S1's ideal point, and here is S2, and it also wants to take all resources from here to here, the whole resources. Then S2's ideal point is this. Now let's think that there is nothing war nor settlement at this time. The S1's, there is some Q S1's payoff from status quo. They are not doing anything, but S1 is getting this much thing, and S2 is getting this much thing. This is S2 thing, and this is was S1 thing before doing war or any settlement. But S1's want to take whole from here to here, and S2 wants to take whole for this amount. Let's take it down. Yeah. Let's take that. P is the probability that S1 prevails. S1 will win the war. It is probability. Probability is always from 0 to 1. The maximum probability is always 1. And if the probability of S1 is P, then S1 share with probability will be from here, from from here to here, and S2 share with probability is definitely, if whole is 1, then 1 minus P. The S2 share is 1 minus P. This we can see here. Uh, Bargaining model, if we look at this, but if there is war, then both country uh, will have unnecessary cost. That is cost of war. If C1 is the cost of war for country S1, and C2 is the cost of war for S2, then here we can see S1's expected payoff from war is probability of winning is P, and if they win, they will get one amount of money or one land, that is scarce resources. P into 1 will be their expected payoff from war. But there is some factor cost also. Yeah, here is cost also. Then it will be P minus C1. That is total profit. If it win, then it will get the probability of winning is P, and then P into 1 is minus C. It will be expected payoff from war for S1, and for S2 expected from war is the expected probability of winning is 1 minus P for S2. Probability of winning is 1 minus P, and into 1 it will get total again minus that cost C2, and it will be 1 minus P minus C2. So in figure, this is payoff for payoff for war for S1, and this is payoff from war for S2. In this diagram, this is P minus C1, this is P plus C2 from 0 to 1 here. And it is called that the war is always inefficient because it is Pareto inefficient, because the whole resources is 1. all resources is equal to 1. But if we look at this, the S1 expected payoff from war is P minus C1, and S2 is expected from war is 1 minus P minus C2. If we add this payoff for S1 and S2, then it should give total payoff. It should be equal to 1. But here, if you add this P minus C1 plus P minus C1 plus 1 minus P minus C2, then this P will cancel, and it will be 1 minus bracket C1 plus C2. As cost is always positive, this cost is always positive, and this is 1 less than 1. That's why war is always inefficient. But there, if we go for diplomacy, that is negotiation, it is not war. Then if there is here X1, if they did diplomacy and reach agreement at this point, then S1 share will be this much X, and S2 share will be 1 minus X. If we add both payoff, then X plus 1 minus X. Total payoff X plus 1 minus X is equal to 1. There is no decrease in payoff. It is Pareto optimal Pareto. It can be, it is optimal. It is not inefficient, it is efficient. Now let's look at a condition. If this negotiation, the amount or the land which will be gained by negotiation X is less than P minus C1. It is P minus C1, it is P plus 2C, and from negotiation S1 share is up to here. It is share from negotiation. But S1 share from it is less than P minus C1. X is less than P minus C1. But if we like the share from war is this much. The share from war is more than share from negotiation. Then S1 will obviously prefer war to negotiation. But for S2, what will happen? That's why it is written here S1 will prefer war. But in case of S2, if they go for negotiation, the share is from here to here. Sorry, my line is not straight. It should be straight. And if it goes for war, then its payoff will be from here to here. Then S2 will get benefit from negotiation, then from war. So S2 will prefer settlement or negotiation. That's why it is written S2 prefer X2 war. Let's clear this. Now let's move to another condition. Now let's go to condition that X is between P minus C1 and P plus C2. This is P minus C1 and this is P plus C2. X is between this. It can be here, it can be here, it can be here or here, from this point to this point. What will happen? Let us see. From if let's take here is some point X, it is settlement point, it is here. If it goes to from negotiation, S1 share from benefit is this amount, this much. Here is S1 share from X is this, and S2 share is this from here to here. But for S1, from war the PF is from here to only here. Which is greater? Obviously this is greater. This is greater. From settlement is greater. And for S2 also, that's why S1 will prefer settlement than war. And if you look for S2, for settlement, share is from here to here. But if from war, it is only for here to here. That's why if any settlement between from this point to this point, always for both party, settlement or negotiation is better than war. That's why it is from this point to this point is called bargaining range. The bargaining range is the point from P minus C1 to P plus C2. Let's move for another condition. Here, let's go for next condition. X is greater than P plus C2. The condition is that X is, before we started here, X less than this condition, from this to this condition, from now we are here at beyond this P plus C2 condition. Let's take it is X is somewhere here. It can be from here to here. In this case, S1 share from X is from here to here, and X2 is from here to here. But for if we consider war, then for S1 it is only this. So in this condition, S1 will definitely prefer negotiation, but for S2 the war is from here to here, which is greater than this, then it will prepare this one. So in this case also war will occur, because S2 will want war, but S1 will want negotiation. As S2 wants one, if one party invades, then there will be definitely be war. So the bargaining range is from here to here, this. That's why bargaining model is also called puzzle, because it depends upon a lot of factors like probability of winning, cost of for both countries, and uh, negotiable amount. That's why bargaining model is called puzzle. If we look at the chart, if X is less than P minus C1, then S1 will prefer war to diplomacy. For S2, it will choose diplomacy, then war. And for when X is greater than P plus C2, then it will choose diplomacy. S1 will choose diplomacy, whereas S2 will choose war. But this the range from P minus C1 to P plus C2, there is bargaining range also. For both S1 and S2, diplomacy is greater than equal to war. Here also diplomacy greater than equal to war. So in this condition, there will be no war. Diplomacy will be more preferred. I hope you guys understand this. If you like this video, please subscribe the channel and look for other. This I have already told. The bargaining range is from here to here. From below than this, less than this, S1 will want war. For this, if X is here, then S2 will want war. But for from here to here, both countries would like to have negotiation, which is also called bargaining range. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you.